Hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. It is Ijoma here. So in today's video we are going to learn how to make a transparent flay trouser, the trouser you saw on the thumbnail. So we are going to learn how to make it. I used a total of 4 yards of chiffon, and 1 yard of crepe material, 1 yard of white crepe, and 4 yards of white chiffon. So if you're making this for a plus size, you should buy at least 5 yards of chiffon. You can also use a transparent stretchy net, but I couldn't find a net, so I settled for chiffon. So first of all, we are going to fold this chiffon. We are going to fold it in a triangular way. Like, we'll not fold it the way we fold our normal trouser, like folding straight. This time around, you will have to fold it as if you want to cut a triangular flay. You can see how I am folding this right now. So this is how you are going to fold, so that the down part, so that the full length will be wider than the hip area. I don't know if you understand. So I am done with the folding right now. Make sure that everything is okay. I'm sorry guys, I didn't know that my markings were not showing. I didn't know that my chalk wasn't showing, and this is white. I didn't want to mark it so hard so that it will not stay on the fabric. So you come down and find somewhere that will accommodate your waist, your hip measurement, and everything. So this place that I cut off from is where will accommodate my waist measurement, my hip measurement. So I subtracted 2 inches for band, then I marked my hip length and my crotch depth. I'm sorry, my markings were not showing. I subtracted 2 inches from the waist, from the band, a waist area, and then marked 10 inches for my hip, and then 11.5 for my crotch depth. So at the hip line, I'll go ahead and divide my hip by 4 and add extra 1 inch for seam allowance, and then I will mark, and from there I'll mark straight to my waistline. I'll try to explain very well because my markings are not showing. So from that hip line, I will add 2.5 inches for the crotch curve. Then I will connect from the hip line to the crotch curve. I don't know if you can see that. Then right now, from that center line, that hip line that I marked before, that center line, I'll also measure my waist measurement. So I'll go ahead and subtract my 2 inches from the waistline, and then I will measure the full length of this trouser. So this trouser will be very long. Her normal trouser length is 46, but I made this 52 inches. I made this 52 inches because I want it to flow. That's the beauty. So you go ahead and mark your normal length, but if you want to get a fine shape, you should make it at least 46 inches or 50 inches. And remember to subtract your band before taking this measurement. So you can see how I'm placing my tape. I'm trying to mark my measurement, and after marking that, I will go ahead and cut out. So I am done with the full length measurements right now. Then I'll go ahead and measure my waist. So from the center line, that area where I marked that crotch curve, from there I will come back. I'll place my tape there and then come back and mark my waist measurements plus 1 inch seam allowance. Then I'll go ahead and cut. You can see I only trimmed the waist measurement. From the hip downwards will be very, very free. You don't need to take any measurements from the hip down. You can see how I'm cutting this right now. I'll also go ahead and cut out my crotch curve. So folding it this way is way better. If you are drafting a pattern, after drafting your straight trouser, you go ahead and do slash and spread. So this is what I have. I'll go ahead and open the side, and that will be all for the front part. So make sure that you trim the down part, because working with a chiffon can be hard. If you are working with a net or a stretchy net, you should also make sure that they are equal at the down part. So I'll go ahead and trim off the down part. So after cutting out this front, I'll use it to cut out the back. the trouser is not really hard. After this, I'll go ahead and fold another triangular flay for the back. So this is my fabric for the back. I am folding another triangular flay for the back. But if you are folding this one, the flay should be wider than that of the front, because you are going to add extra 2 inches allowance or 4 inches to the back. So go ahead and fold so that it will be wider than the front. Then I'll go ahead and place the front on it. This is the front piece. I'll go ahead and place my front, and after placing, make sure that the back is wider than the front. This is very, very important. So I'm trying to fold this chiffon. So I am done. I'll go ahead and add extra 2 inches at the crotch curve. If you have cut a trouser before, I think you understand this. Then from that 2 inches, I will just slant and join the front one. Then from the center front, I will come back by 2 inches. I'll subtract 2 inches from the center area and shift it to the side. And then I'll come up by 1.5 at that center area and then connect to that area where I shifted the 2 inches. Then from that place, I will connect my crotch curve for the back. If you want to add the 2 inches around that crotch area, fine. But me, I like adding the 2 inches allowance at the hip side. So I will take out 2 inches from the crotch area and add it to the hip side. So that is it. I will go ahead and cut. So after cutting the zipper allowance and the crotch, that will be all. So you can see that the back part is wider than the front. I'll go ahead and open the side. Then I'll cut the crotch area properly. And that will be all for the trouser part. So right now, this is my crepe fabric. I'll go ahead and fold it in a triangular manner. You can see I folded this straight. It didn't work, so I had to fold it in a triangular way so that it can accommodate my hip and all that and the flay. So you can see where I stopped at 3 inches below the crotch curve, 3 inches below the crotch line. Then I'll also cut out the lining for the back. This one will also stop at 3 inches below the crotch area. So you can see how short this lining is. If you want to make it shorter, fine. If you want to make it longer, fine. So right now I have cut out my band as well. So after that, I will join each lining to the piece. So you can see this right now. You can see the back. I'll show you guys the front. This is the back. You can see I have placed my lining under the chiffon, and this is for the other side of the back. So I'll place them together. I didn't fold the hem. I didn't hem the down part of this lining. I will overlock it. I will use white to overlock it. I don't want to fold. So I'll go ahead and close the zipper allowance, and I'll also join the crotch area. You would repeat the same thing on the front as well. So this is the front. There was a mistake where I joining the lining, so I had to redo it. So you will place the lining of the front under, and after that you go ahead and join the two. So this is the front. I am done joining the crotch area. This is what I have. I will go ahead and place the back on it, and then take my waist measurement. Your waist measurement is the only measurement you have to take right here. If you want to take your hip measurements, fine, but once you have taken your waist measurement, you are good to go, because the rest of this trouser is very free. So I'll go ahead and shape this trouser. I'll go ahead and measure the waist. If you want, you can measure the hip as well. Then you will use like 1/2 inch seam allowance or 1 inch seam allowance to shape the rest of the trouser, and after that you will add your band. So this is the trouser, this is the back, this is the front part. Sorry, I am done shaping. I have added my band and I have added my zipper at the back. If you want your zipper to be at the front, fine as well. So that is it, guys. You go ahead and iron it properly. You iron from the inside first. So this is the upper part for the people that do not have breasts. I padded the upper part, so you can see it is just like an off shoulder top, but it stopped at the underbust, 1 inch below the underbust. So this is how it looks. I padded it because the clients that are making this for is not busty, so I had to add an extra pad. So for the pad, I added the pad to the one that we use for the lining. Then after that, you go ahead and trim down this pad very well, like trim it down, trim the allowance very well, because this padded area will be the lining, so that when you place the main fabric on it, the pad line will not be showing. That's why I'm trimming it down very well. Even if you iron this allowance, it will not really relax very well. So the best thing to do is to trim it down. You also go ahead and notch the main fabric and trim down the allowance if there is any need to, but for me, I'll advise you to trim down the allowance too. So this is it, guys. I'll go ahead and turn it with the lining, and the same thing will apply to the back. So I also trim down the allowance for the front, and if I place it, you can see how it looks. So the back will also have a zipper. If you want, you can add your zipper at the side of your tube top. I'm just showing you guys this in case you want to add a pad to yours. And that is it, guys. So at the end of the day, this is what I have. My client did not fit this because she wasn't around, she's not in my area. So just go ahead and iron properly. So guys, the registration for our July classes is ongoing. We have the corset, the jumpsuit, the trouser, blazer, Igbo blouse class, and that's it, guys. So I'll drop the link to our Telegram group so that you can join there for more details. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe. See you in my next video. Bye.